Hey y'all, my name's Koi. I am the founder of Area of Gratitude, which is a wellness and holistic company that helps creatives heal their mind, body, and soul. I love to do tarot readings and just readings from cards, and usually on the full moon and the new moon, I tap into the chakras. I do something called chakra meditations that help people heal and align and balance their chakras. And through these card readings, I love to just kind of, I don't know what the whole next situation was about, but kind of to, inform, educate, as well as just talk a little bit more, a different type of energy reading. It kind of showcases what I do for if you were to get a chakra session with me. We talk about your chakras, you have a chakra reading, and we tap into the chakras, and then you go into your meditation session with me. Um, you can look at all that stuff below. I'm done talking, it's about a minute in. Let's get into this reading, all right? So, tonight is the full moon in Cancer. Cancer is very intuitive. They're very loving. They have motherly energy. Nurturing homebody type of energy. If they're not nurturing, they're managing. So this full moon, full moons kind of talk about things that aren't illuminated, right? So let's get into this reading. You know what? There's usually a spread that I use for the new and full moon that just came to mind. Oh wow. Let's just get into this. I'm just covering my eye, guys. Alright, let's get into it. I'm like dragging and shit. Alright, ready? Let's do it. Okay. So you got the wisdom card that's being illuminated. Let's see what needs to be released. Okay. Alright. And what's shifting? Okay, so we're dealing with a lot of heart space energy right now because we have this card right here, which is the wisdom. This card. And then perfection reminds me of Street Fighter. So let's get into this chakras. So far we have the heart and the throat. And I believe that it's like seeing the truth about something, gaining wisdom, especially through your heart, compassion, love, understanding, peace, peace of mind. What just came to mind to me was like, I remember asking someone, like, how do you know when you feel like, that intuition? How do you know? Or how do you know that you made the right decision? And I remember she told me, this lady, I'm not going to say her name, but she told me, she said, you can feel it. You can feel it in your heart. She prayed a lot. And I remember she, like, again, like, I'm like, well, how do you know? Like, and she's like, I can tell when I feel peace in my heart. And I'm like, Back then, I still really wasn't sure what she was talking about, but now I know what she's talking about. And it's kind of like this long journey, right? Because it says quest here. And it's like the quest of finding the truth about something, that once wasn't illuminated. And this is something here, this is the illumination, this is the release. The release of like working so hard to gain wisdom or gain knowledge because you already had it all along. That's really what I'm picking up here. Because if you think about it, like your heart Your heart chakra has a lot of energy. Between your heart and your brain, it's just like fireworks every day. And um, if you don't listen to both of them, meaning if you don't listen to yourself and you really don't listen to how you feel, then the intuition definitely is disconnected, as well as just you're just kind of like not in tune. You're kind of just living things day by day and really not self reflecting, not being aware. And I feel like what's being illuminated is some type of awareness that you have been overlooking, per se. It's like you hold this information in your heart. But for some reason, it was like disguised or something. I don't know. And then with like perfection, what's shifting for you is that like the perfection, like she walked through this door, and then on the other side, she started seeing all these things that were in her imagination, in her reality that she wished and hoped for. Um, but the release part, I think it's not so much about releasing. I think it's more so of just continue to walk this path. I'm going to pull some tarot and see what's up. Because again, okay, this just all flew out. Yeah. Because, like, your heart chakra gives and receives love, you know? But then, if you overly give, then you're doing a disservice to yourself. If you hold, block off receiving love, you're also doing a disservice, right? And I guess that's the reason why I said that, Lord. Hold on, y'all. That's why I said that, because it's like, I don't know, it just popped in my head, and it was like, I remember asking her that, and she said, you feel it here in your heart, but my heart was very imbalanced, and it was hard to understand, like, that I was blocking off myself from love, blocking myself from committing to anything that was pleasurable. I didn't really even understand at one point, like, what I liked. It was like I could tell you everything that I don't like. But when someone asks, like, what are you looking for then? Like, what are you trying to do? It was like, what? Kind of like my entrepreneurship. Like, again, like I was struggling a lot, and it was like, I can tell you what I don't have, but when some people ask, well, what do you need? It was like, like besides money, like, And I'm getting a sense of, and this is so funny, 9. There's this sense of self-worth. And that can be, sometimes people say self-worth is in your, solar plexus and sacral chakra. But honestly, the 7 main chakras aligned, it's so interchangeable, and they're so interdependent. They work alone, but well enough to work with each other. And the self-worth, when your self-esteem is not that great, the self-love just does not connect. It just doesn't, because you're like, well, I don't get it. And then there's a sense of deserving this. Like, well, do I deserve that? Let me go back to my entrepreneurship. I kept telling myself that I had to sacrifice a lot of things for me to get where I wanted to be. I felt like I had to sacrifice my time, money, and even pleasure. I can't remember this Drake song, but he said something along the lines of sacrificing something. And mind you, this is kind of like Drake years. If anybody's a Drake fan watching this is kind of like when he first came out. I want to say, actually, let's just say like 2010-ish, all right? I kept saying that in my head. So therefore, it went back in the back of my head, right? Because when you keep repeating things, it winds up going in the back of your head unconsciously. And forefront is like reacting. So the reason why I was not even accepting, receiving, because I felt unworthy of it. I felt like I didn't deserve it. And this is a place of like going back to even partnership, I can talk about relationships. If you've ever dealt with shitty ass partner, you tend to feel like this person right here. And this is everything is fine, but it's not, giving and receiving. Like, look at her. She has her arm back here first when she's reaching here. Is she really trying to receive, or is she taking? And if you've ever been able to understand how, if, people just take, and even if you're a giver and you just give, at one point in time, you have to set a boundary, like, why are you giving so much and being so selfless? One day you'll be naked on the street if you continue to be selfless, right? And not have anything. What are you feeding yourself with, And this is where this wisdom comes in. It's something with heart lessons here that I'm picking up. And we have, the truth. This quest. This quest to remove and let go and heal. And this is in the this is in the space of, what needs to be released. But what I'm like listening to and picking up is almost like what needs to be released is the fact of you wanting to be around certain people still, just for the simple fact that you don't want to be alone. Moving away from the chaos, moving away from shitty relationships, making yourself say that, okay, I'm fine, I'm okay with this. Knowing deep down inside you're looking like this, but you're saying you're okay. It's like, no, honey child, let's take you away. Let's move you somewhere else to calmer waters here, because this ain't working. This temperance is about healing, is about patience. And these two cards are also about patience too. And it's been a long quest. It's been a long ass quest. I don't know who I am speaking to, but if this is resonating with you, please like and share and comment below, because I think that I am truly speaking to somebody that has been on this quest for truth, for answers and things like that. But sometimes we obsess with the truth so much that we really overlook certain things that we're doing. I forever love this saying. I searched for God and I found me. I searched for myself and I found God. And it's a need to be patient with yourself, to really, again, self-love. Self-love does not look happy all the time. It just does not. Even though the word love is in there, the need for self-love comes from somebody that was deprived of it. From people and from themselves. And plus, like, if you think about it too, when you're young, you're taught how to love. And unfortunately, if you're taught by people that definitely had no idea how to love themselves, let alone love somebody else, what do you think you learned? So, this is really like self-sufficiency here. Because it's kind of like you're mad that you don't have the whole 10 cups here, right? But then you're looking away at the fact that you've grown so much already on this quest. You know, you've grown a lot and you have a lot of freaking wisdom. But you're not really even recognizing how much you accumulated here. And you don't really understand that everything you need is already right here. Like you've arrived already. But when we think about perfection and perfectionism, you're always chasing the next thing. Always. I came across something and they were speaking about perfectionism like is a trauma response, because let's go back to the learning of love, right? If you've been around people all your life that never knew how to love somebody, never knew how to treat somebody, damn sure they don't know how to treat themselves. You tend to feel like that is all you know, right? All you know is all you're worth, kind of. And again, things play in the back of your mind. I'm going to just clarify this Two of Cups. Let's clarify the Two of Cups. Because, you know, your heart, like, and it Ace of Cups clarified. Your heart is your intuitive compass, honestly. It really is. And a lot of times you don't trust yourself because you're feeling these emotions that you're not quite not quite sure of. But the more you get to know yourself, the more you understand. You start to understand these feelings opposed to different experiences. And again, going back to perfectionism, right? It's like if people have never shown your worth, if you haven't never understood your own worth, how can you really understand that you're perfect the way you are? You're not. You're going to continue trying to seek more, right? And then wind up being unhappy. Because it's like pipe dreams. It's like you're searching for something that, one, you might already have, and two, that you're never going to find. If that makes sense. I don't know what's going on with me lately. I swore it looked like it said 18 minutes on the clock, and now I'm looking at it, it says 17. So here we go. Like I was saying, honoring your inner knowing. We have trust and thrive. Set your sights higher. Exchange energy to create abundance, and honor your inner knowing. And this is funny. Exchange creativity for your inner abundance reminds me of this. This is really speaking again, like really knowing where the fuck you came from. Like trust and thrive. Like the things that you used to do to survive will not serve you when it's time to thrive. It just won't. You do have to set yourself sights higher. You have to be like, look, if I'm always surviving, how the am I living? You know, we came here to live. Live means to be alive. Not to be like, oh my God, your head in the sand all the time, or your head in something else because things don't feel good. No, you must feel good. And you set your sights higher to feel better, to know better, to find a peace of freaking mind. And you have the ability to create new things. You can create your abundance, long as you understand your inner knowing. You know, your inner knowing is how you nurture yourself. I just keep saying self-love. You can do that. I'm going to wrap this up with a few words from something that I made. I just been fooling around with some cards and sayings because I'm designing something new with cards, but I just quite don't have it down packed yet, so why not do this, right? And plus this makes me a little bit more in tune with my intuition. Let's take that out. All right. So what do we have here? Why are you procrastinating? Reflect. Believe it. And I'm walking towards what feels best for me. Absolutely. Like, this is kind of like my self-care advice. If you are feeling this whole reading, especially with matters of the heart, please take time to reflect. Ask yourself, am I walking towards what feels best for me? If you can answer no or I don't know, chances are you're not. Believe it as in believe in yourself, and believe the truth. Like, if you feel like something's off, believe that shit. It is. If you feel like you have a good feeling, keep going. Sometimes it feels like it's not so great, but you gotta kind of dance in the rain a little bit to at least wait and see the rainbow, And why are you procrastinating? Figure it out. Why are you procrastinating? Is it because you're thinking, perfect? Come on now. Perfectionism. What about progress? So that's all I have right now. I think that this full moon in Cancer is really something going on with our heart, and really looking at, thoughts of why do we feel like we have to be so perfect? Where is the wisdom? Are you calling in on your wisdom, or are you calling in on your wounds? That's where I'm going to leave that at. So again, much love to you. If you're feeling the vibe, please subscribe, hit that like button, notification bell, whatever, right? Whatever floats your boat. And, if you know somebody that would enjoy watching this, please share this with them. And if you enjoyed it, please share with me. Let me know, because I love to respond to people's comments. So, see me next time. Until then, I'm outie. Peace.